With a public company, again, depending upon the conversation, it's more about how can we talk about the strategic initiative around this and the why. And when you're filing your reports back to the board, your why am I drawing a blank? I want to say K1, but it's not a K1. It's
Okay.
10K. Thank you. Apparently, I haven't been in a public company in a few years. But when you're filing your 10Ks, part of my write-ups would always be, what are the strategic initiatives that we're doing? What is the value that we're going to bring to them? And why are we doing them? And that would be part of the 10K that got released under the section. We would typically try and focus on either it's a transformational initiative because we're breaking into a new market space and we're trying to do this, or it's a cost avoidance for the future because there's these risks that are out there that we're watching, and how are we doing it? Or it might be a cybersecurity risk and we're avoiding the cybersecurity components. So you really had to break down the why. And most of these are one-time, you track them as one-time costs. So you take it out in adjusted EBITDA, that you can sell it back to a public board. And when you're doing your filings, so it's different flavors of a message with the same underlying intent of adding value to the company. Public companies tend to get a little more scared of the cybersecurity risks or the larger public facing risks. Whereas in the private equity firms, yes, it's a concern. And yes, they don't want to risk valuation through a cyber attack, but we can manage things a little bit more smoothly behind the scenes if it's not a major, hey, we got to go tell the whole world that we just got hit.
Right. Well, I want to move on to a different subject, but before we do, I want to go back to when you were talking about kind of the relationship, especially when the CIO doesn't report, and RevOps and the role of RevOps, because I've seen this a lot where RevOps is like, well, we're going to tell you what the business process is, and we're going to tell you what the technology is, and we're going to kind of insert ourselves, and becomes almost shadow IT, or they try to.
Yeah.